broke.
Oh man, 2 days ago, I was taking Tristan to school. I was hauling the camper to the shop so we could get some help lifting up the solar awning onto the front. When I got to the shop after I dropped Tristan off at school, the camper was tilted real bad. One of the sets of springs failed. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the right size springs, so I had to go to a different size spring and weld new purchase on. Unfortunately, our axle won't fit those purchase. And unfortunately,
I have to go to school, so I can't help Will.
So I'm kind of skipping work because we only have 2 days left before we go. Will we get it done?
I hope.
Me too. The axle's supposed to arrive today. We have to get packed up tomorrow. We'll see how this goes. Good news is, the axle showed up. Gotta go pick it up, assemble it, see if everything works out the way it's supposed to. Stay tuned. It's pretty convenient that only about 2 to 3 miles down the road we have a business called Trailer Parts For You, and they have tons of axles, springs, all kinds of jacks, bolt-on tongues, pretty much everything you could need for your camper or any other trailer. I got that all loaded up and headed back to the nut house. There's Paul's 2-door Tahoe and our adventure vehicle. I'm going to pull into the shop, and here's the axles and the brakes, and I'm going to set it up to weld on the perches. So we got a drop axle to lower the trailer down just a few inches, and I clamped it down to a pair of sawhorses and leveled the spindles upright, laid the perches out where they line up with our springs, and I'm welding them in now. Now I slowed the video back down so you can witness what's about to happen behind me. See this ladder? This is Adam. I'm pretty sure that there is called an OSHA violation. Top rung, short step ladder. Up into the hood of the Charger, probably to unhook the battery. Looks like he escaped Darwin today. Now I'm just going to give it a quick coat with VHT, roll bar, and chassis paint. It's something we use a lot in the shop and it works fantastic. The plastic greasy part's greasy. That was my ear. In case you were wondering, we went with a 5,200 pound axle with 6,000 pound springs. I figured our camper would weigh under 3,000 pounds, so this would give us plenty of leeway or durability on more rugged surfaces. It's worth noting that you should always use a torque wrench when bolting an axle to leaf springs with U-bolts. You do a crisscross pattern, and I'm sending these all the way up to 120 foot-pounds.
Every scholar written proof.
So I was a little too lazy to get up and go find the right wrench, so I used these Irwin pliers to lock down the axle nut. Basically, you just tighten it down as far as you can, make sure it still rotates, back it off about 1/8 to 1/4 turn, and then drop the cotter pin in and bend the cotter pin around so it cannot back out.
Oh yeah.
Got the axle in. Never gets easy though. The whole hub is too big to go into the hole that I have in my wheels. So I'm gonna have to get crazy. I have a full set of these wheels with good tires on it that came off of the adventure vehicle before we got the lift and the new wheels. So that center hole is about 3 inches and it needs to be opened up to 3.5. So I used a 1/4 inch wheel spacer bolted to the back side of the wheel as a guide for my hole saw. This was very loud, very annoying, and took a long time, but I did it to 2 wheels and a spare for the camper, so now they finally fit. Just got it back together and about to pull out on the road, see how it does. So far, so good. Everything is back together. We're driving down the road and the trailer is towing good. There were so many things that we ran into that were problems, including electric brakes, getting shocks to fit, and so much more. I never anticipated that we would be doing all this work 4 days before our first trip. I turned back around, headed to the shop, torqued the lug nuts, and then started driving home to go get packed up. It's about a 30-minute drive, so this is a good test drive before we hit the road to head out to our campsite. Now, just have to pick up Tristan and see what happens. Stay tuned to see our next video, if we made it and how everything went. Thanks for sticking with us. Please subscribe, hit the like button. Thanks for watching. Bye y'all.